Hey, it's Danny from the Monday Night Movie Club. We're here at concept sketch artist Jack Johnson's house. I'm gonna throw out a couple of names. I'm gonna see what you have to make it to where you realize that what's all in common. Ghostbusters Part 2, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, The Goonies, The Lost Boys, and the original Star Trek. You guys need a couple minutes to figure it out, or can I just go ahead and ruin it for you? Jack Johnson is involved in all of them as the sketch artist and the art director. We are at his place. Let's go see what he's up to. Come on, follow me. Now this right here is the studio where all the magic happens. Hopefully we catch him here, so jumping over all those fences will be totally worth it. Jack!
My name's Jack Johnson. I don't sing, but I was an illustrator, art director for about 27 years. I lived in Hollywood and I survived. And this is kind of my story that you're going to see. Hopefully you haven't seen it already. I had to put some in the closet. I was running out of space. So, and it's basically 60 films, over 60 films that I worked on in roughly 30 years. And one of my younger kids said, "Dad, you've got all that crap in the garage in boxes and tubes. Why? I mean, the Goonies is going to have a memorial, a get together.
Yeah.
And why don't we see what you got and go on up there?" And it was shocking. I thought I was in the Trekkies. People, 25% of them were in costume.
Oh, and this is Astoria, right?
In Astoria, and we had a ball.
Yeah.
I must have sold $10,000 worth of bulk original stuff.
That is awesome.
And unfortunately, Goonies is now copies. I don't have any originals left. I recently have been posting, I've originally been posting from a sketchbook. And what I'm equating this to, these are stuff that I worked on during the film to come to solutions, etc. And then I started using it as a sketchbook for my paintings. And so what I was putting on, for instance, I did a painting of this. I did a couple of other paintings. So when I post it with them, what it went to. And that's part of my story with this book, is that for art types, there are, I want to show them how you can start with ideas small.
Yep.
It saves time, and you start to see whether it's even worth going any further.
Sure.
And I work the same way as a painter that I do with the movie stuff. That's a painting of in British Columbia.
Okay.
This guy's at the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Right there.
And I walked in that far, halfway across to the North Rim. And the little fingers in it are maybe 2/3 size, which makes the whole waterfall twice as big.
Yes.
This is really it.
Huh?
That guy is from Into the Woods.
Okay, now I explained it, Into the Woods, because that was an actual movie, but this is the concept for it, right?
We worked on a movie 3 years or 4 years before it was finally done.
Yeah.
And this project was, director, make a castle that we've never seen before and doesn't look like Disney. So I got all involved with diamonds and rubies.
Sure.
And the idea that light could shine up through those things into the sky.
Mm-hmm.
The background is a moving panel. It isn't really a sky.
Yeah.
It would move while you were shooting it. He decided that it would be too obviously a model. This is from Congo.
The Bruce Campbell gorilla movie, Killer Gorillas.
It was awful.
But the painting's cool.
Yeah.
I enjoy the movie, but I've got terrible taste in movies. Do you remember that part in the Goonies where the Goonies go up into Mikey and Brand's attic and find all the treasure? This is exactly what they were talking about. This is the treasure. This is the good stuff. This is Jack Johnson's private prints and all that kind of stuff. We're going to go through it right now. All Goonies based. all Jack Johnson approved. Let's hop in. Now, Jack, what are we looking at right here?
We're looking at what was called the Skull Rock. So it is sort of recognizable rock, and they had to get there either over logs or rope.
Right.
And I can't remember in the film whether it got used or not,
It was something close.
but that was the idea.
See, so they would walk, the Goonies walked across. This is where Data puts the little, like slick shoes, gets the oil going, and then they run into a rock as if the Tellings are kind of chasing it, and they go right in, and it's the shape of a skull.
Correct. This didn't get used, but it was my idea for another clue where one of the girls would come along and figure out there's a clue in this partial cutout of the wall where a skeleton was hanging. So when she reaches in to get the clue, she sees a piece of paper, old piece of paper. These arms come down and try to wrap around her or cover her and scare the hell out of her.
Yeah.
When we got to a point in the film talking about the ship, the producers didn't want to spend the money on a 3/4, 7/8 size ship. And the production designer figured if we built some sets into the ship, we'd save money on stage space and building outside and so forth. So what this was is my projection on Warner Brothers' largest stage, as far back as you could get where the doorways were. This is what you would see if this were in like the left corner of the stage.
So they built to a smaller degree so they could get it in. You guys can go on the Warner Brothers tour. They will show you the exact sound stage. It is the largest sound stage they have. And
with the tank.
yeah. And filled it with water, had the waterfalls going down and stuff like that. Threw an octopus in there they didn't use.
And here's the weird thing. With their concern about the cost of building the boat, by the time all those rocks on 2.5 of the walls that had to be built up from zero, it had to be tied in, it had to be surfaced, blown in, it cost more than the ship. So this is the ship.
Wow.
And one of the guys is responsible for most of this elevation and plan.
So that's the one guy who was responsible right there.
Scale is always important, as I mentioned in the Grand Canyon. And these are sections all the way through, so everybody knows what's connecting to what. This is one of my favorite illustrations. There is a note on my original that I sent to my daughter, and I decided, what the hell, I leave it there. And she was struggling in New York at the time, trying to be an illustrator. But the other thing I do is this material is really workable with the white pencil. So occasionally I'll take highlights and do, as if the light's hitting skulls and the floor is solid points and whatever. But anyway, this is the big one that helps sell build the book. Has a big set.
Now this right here, this is One-Eyed Willie, and this is all of his little
Liddies.
pals that didn't fare quite as well as One-Eyed Willie did. As the Goonies are going Mikey is going in, this is what he sees.
And as far as illustrators, the way to illustrate or even do storyboards, instead of just showing what the shot is that's going to be on the screen, I always felt that there was more to the story by going outside the line. So, the director might decide to be wider or not.
Sure.
Or even move on it. But it gives more story to the picture. The Goonies house.
Now this is actually still in Astoria. This is the Walsh's house right here, right? Right across the street is Data's house. I've got pictures in front of his house, and it almost looks exactly the same. The fence is here. I think they've got the staircase over here now.
Yep.
New owners come in, and they made it to where, as long as you talk to them, I think you can go up and take pictures up here. It's a private driveway that comes down.
The driveway's here.
Yeah, and it goes kind of around. It's a real small area. So, and people can get blocked in if you park right here. So they have you park maybe about a block down, and then you walk up to this area.
And the purpose of this was to show everybody what we thought we needed to do. For instance, there were some big repairs needed here. So we did some scaffolding and sort of blocked that you would see that.
Yeah.
And then we played around with two different versions of what the gate or the fence would be and whether the walkway would be in there.
We're at 40 years now. Did you have any idea where you were stepping in the middle of 40 years ago as young Jack Johnson?
Of course not. Nor did Spielberg. Nor did anybody working on the show. It's in Kingsburg.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to the next one. So there you are. That's my story.
Nice. Then we are looking forward, Jack, to you getting to put that book out, you doing your signing event with us. And you guys, if you guys have questions, comments, or concerns, let's ask them right now, right after this video is over with. Thank you guys so much. My name is Danny from the Monday Night Movie Club, and this is Jack Johnson.